It's me, Shondell G, your lifestyle journaling and crafting bestie. And I'm going to show you how I made these little book flaps in my planner. So let me tell you the supplies you guys are going to need. Now, if you want to use your Cricut, I have the PNG files on my blog and you can just download those PNG files. If you don't have a Cricut cutting machine, I got you. I also made a PDF that you could print out and you could just cut the images out by hand. They're just rectangle shaped, so it's really easy, right? Of course, you're going to need your printer, the type of paper you're going to use. I'm going to use a glossy cardstock. You're going to need 1 sheet of copy paper, like real thin copy paper, and also some double-sided tape. If you don't want to use double-sided tape, you can also use like a hot glue. You could even use Elmer's glue if you want to, right? So I'm going to show you how to go to my blog and get the downloads. If you're using your Cricut, I'll show you how to upload it into Cricut and print it out. If you're cutting by hand, I'm going to show you that too. I don't like the long introduction, so if you're new here, welcome. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's get straight into today's tutorial. All right, so you're going to go to my blog, thecraftprint.com. You're going to scroll down till you find this blog post from December 31st, mini notebook flaps for your traveling journal tutorial, and you're going to hit read more. Now right here, this is the PDF version. This is if you're not using a Cricut machine, you're going to download that one. You can print it and cut by hand. If you want to use your Cricut machine, you're going to download the PNG images right here. This is the PDF here. If you want to print on cardstock, glossy paper, it's totally up to you. So you're going to print it out and then you're going to cut each of these out by hand, and I'll show you how to assemble. If you're using your cutting machine, you're going to get a folder because there's more than one image. You're going to open it up and then you're going to get these 3 images, and then you're going to upload them into Design Space or whichever software you're using for the specific machine. And you downloaded the images, you're going to go to upload over here on the left. Going to select upload image, browse. You're going to find the images. You have to do them one at a time. So we're going to select the notebook first, select open. Down here on the right, you're going to hit continue. Right here, you don't have to do anything. This is where you would like remove your backgrounds and things like that, but nothing has to be edited. You're going to go to apply and continue. You're going to choose flat graphic, hit continue. Then right here, you can name your image. You could just put notebook or whatever you want to name it as. Then we're going to hit upload. You're going to repeat that for all the 3 pieces. Now that we have all 3 in Cricut Design Space, you're going to change their height to 3 inches or whatever size you want. The easiest way is to highlight all of them. Go to align, center, because they're all the same size. Then change the height and it'll change all of them at one time, right? So this is the size that we need them to be. You're going to go up here and save your project. Save it to whatever you would like it to be saved as. Then you're going to choose the machine that you're using. I'm going to be using the Maker 4 or the Explore 4. You could use any one of these machines here, everyone except for the First Joy. Then you're going to select Make. Now right here, if you want to make more than one, just change the amount that you want right here, the copies. Let's say we wanted to do 2, 3. You just change the amount and hit apply, and then you'll see it multiply here. You're going to hit continue, send to print. You're going to select next. Use system dialog. You're going to select that so we can get our print options. Hit print. Go to media and quality. You're going to choose which tray you're sending your paper to. I'm sending it to the rear tray. I'm using the Epson EcoTank 16600. I'm going to print on glossy paper. These options is what you want depending on your printer. If you don't have an Epson, your options probably will look different. Maybe you'll have more or less. Just match the option to the type of paper you're using. I'm using a glossy cardstock, so I'm just going to select the glossy paper. And the quality, of course, you want best. Then you're going to hit print. Done. Allow them to print. and then we're going to assemble. Once it connects here, I'm gonna hit continue. When I cut on anything, I honestly don't really be matching up my settings. I use poster board for basically everything unless it's a lighter setting. So I'm going to use the poster board setting, and we're going to print, cut, and then assemble. Now that we have our printed out images right there, those black lines, that's the registration line that the Cricut machine will read in order to know where to cut. If you don't have like a brand new mat or a mat that's very sticky, you can use the brayer to roll it over the paper, and that just helps it stick closer onto the mat. Then we're going to go over to our Cricut. We're going to feed it in. Then you're going to press the blinking button for it to load. After that, it'll read the lines, and then you load it. You'll press play. I believe there's a play button that's going to blink, and then you do the same. And then just allow those pieces to cut. And now that it's complete, you're just going to remove your cut squares off of the mat, and then we're going to assemble. And for my non-Cricut users who are going to cut by hand, you're just going to cut out all of your shapes. Go along the line, no specific instructions on how to cut that, just cut them out. And then we're going to also need a sheet, one sheet of copy paper, and that's going to be like our in-between sheet for the folds. You're also going to need some double-sided tape, or if you want, you can actually use a glue gun or whatever glue you decide to use. So we're going to start off with the notebook page. We're going to put the double-sided tape on the right side, about 2 pieces, because you just want it kind of to the edge, or maybe from the middle to the edge, but you're not covering the entire sheet of paper. So I'm just going to put 2 strips of the double-sided tape. Then I'm going to trim the ends, and we're going to peel off the protective sheet of tape that's right there, and we're going to line up our copy paper right to the edge, and I'll show you exactly how that looks. So here, that's how you line it up right to the top, right? You're going to get the scissors, and then we're going to cut along the bottom and just go a little far, maybe about 1 inch, 1.5 inches over, and then you're going to trim it off, and it's going to look like that sheet from the copy paper is just a little flap on the other side. Then you're just going to bend it and fold it, so you can kind of already see the opening and closing mechanism that we'll be doing with that piece. Then you're going to get the second sheet. You can choose. I put the lined paper, or you could put the color for the image, depending on which one you want on that side, right? So we're basically going to put back the double-sided tape. You're going to fill up the entire book cover part, right? The book cover that's just what I'm calling that layer. But we're going to make sure from the edge and the middle, if you want, you put how many strips you would like. But basically, we're going to glue them right on top of each other. And right here, I'm just trimming off the excess and removing the protective tape. Then I'm just going to, I'm using my fingers like along the edges just to line it up, just to make sure they lay flat on top of each other, and just press it down and smooth it. And we have our first side already done. Now the flap here, we're going to put double-sided tape onto the copy paper flap. And when you're putting it close to the fold, don't put it directly on the fold. Just leave a little bit of space because we don't want it like really touching each other on the fold. You need some space for it to like be able to flap open and closed freely. So I'm just trimming off the tape again, removing that protective sheet. Then we get our third layer, and we're going to lay it right on top of the copy paper. Now, again, like I was saying, you see that little space I left in the middle there? You want to make sure you're not putting them right up on each other. That way it can close. So when I close it, I just kind of pressed on it to straighten it out. So now you see exactly how it can open and close. The next step, what we're going to do now, whatever book you decide to use to put this in, we're going to put some double-sided tape on the back here, or again, if you don't have double-sided tape or you don't want to use double-sided tape, you can always use a glue gun for this step as well. So we're going to put that adhesive on there. We're going to peel it off like we did with all the others, obviously, and then put it inside of the journal, planner, book, wherever you're going to use it. And that's basically it. So the book I'm using today is my Coach planner that I actually use. I'm using this to track my weight loss progress. So you just place it down where you want it in the book, and really, that's it. I'm actually going to be using this for like my before and after photo. But look at how cute. I love it. Let me know if you guys try it out. I also wanted to show y'all, this is how I did the full roll call page in my traveling journal. Isn't it cute? And that's how you put the picture in. See, now wasn't that simple and cute? I absolutely love it. So cute. So cute. So again, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Shondell. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all social platforms, specifically TikTok. So I'll see you guys for the next upload.